Hello again, my name is Rodney Reynolds, and this is yet another video review. Today I will be looking at the EVGA GeForce 4 Ti 4600 video card. What is included in this package are a couple of cables, an S-video cable, and this cable actually doubles as many cables. This goes plugged into the video card itself. Then you have four options. You can go into an S-video in, an S-video out, a composite in, or a composite out. You also get some software and drivers, the manual, and the video card. For comparison's sake, you can certainly see how large all of these GeForce 4 Ti 4600 NVIDIA-based video cards actually are. Certainly a lot larger than your standard video card. Something else that's quite large is the asymmetric cooling system. I will be going in this in detail. I'll be removing it, showing you how it mounts to the memory and the core, and a little later on, I'll be showing you how loud this fan actually is. Now the default speeds on this card, for the core it's 300, for the memory it's 650. That's using 2.8 nanosecond memory. Now overclocking this card was good. I got the core up to 310 megahertz and the memory up to 715. That was a 100% stable overclock in all of the applications, benchmarks, and games I have been testing, and I've had this card in my system for the last 2 weeks. It's been rock solid. As well, on the back here we have a VGA connection, an S-video connection, and a DVI connection. As I mentioned before, the memory on this is 650 megahertz and it's 2.8 nanosecond memory. Well, it has 128 megabytes of that memory, and that memory is capable of 10.4 gigabytes per second of bandwidth. Also, this video card supports either AGP2 or 4 times. It also can push 1.2 trillion operations per second, 136 million vertices per second, and 4.8 billion anti-aliasing samples per second. Removing this cooler is not very difficult. However, when you're doing anything like this, be careful and take your time. You can see here on the back of the card there is an attachment right here and right here. You can use pliers or even just a pair of tweezers to pinch it in and just pop it off. Once the cooler is removed, it reveals all of the memory chips as well as the core. Now, something very odd about this is that there's only around 80 to 85% of the core actually touching the heatsink. You can see here that there's no way, the way that this is designed, for the core to be touching the heatsink 100% of the time. I believe that they should have designed a cooler to touch the core 100% of the time to get maximum cooling. Even though it's designed this way, it is very stable even at the overclock that I did have it at. That was 310 for the core and 715 for the memory. You can see here that it's a copper bar here on the outside and some copper fins at the very top. The fan basically ejects all that hot air out of the top of the card. As for how loud the fan is on this video card, well, let's have a listen. To test the performance of this video card, I will be using 4 benchmark programs: 3D Mark 2001 2nd Edition, the Comanche 4 Demo, Quake 3 Arena, and the XS Mark. In all of these results, I'm using an 8-bit i7 motherboard. I'm using also a Pentium 4 2.26 at 3 gigahertz. The video card is overclocked, the core is at 310 megahertz, and the memory is at 715 DDR. The 3D Mark 2001 second edition result is 13,201. For the Comanche 4 demo, these are the following settings that I will be using. A screen resolution of 1280 by 1024. The bit depth is 32-bit. Texture compression is checked. I've disabled the VSync and hardware shaders are checked. And the result is 50.59 frames per second. The settings that I will be using in the Quake 3 Arena test are a video mode of 1280 by 1024. The color depth is 32-bit. The geometric detail is at high. The texture detail is at max. The texture quality is 32-bit. And the texture filter is trilinear. And the result is 190.7 frames per second. I will be using the default settings in the XS Mark, except for the screen resolution, which is at 1280 by 1024, 32-bit full screen. The XS Mark result is 8,469. The results here truly speak for themselves. This card is certainly a very, very good performer. It's great in games as well as great drivers, and NVIDIA have certainly perfected their drivers over the years, and they are very stable in almost every single game. Two major pluses when you're looking for a video card. Now, some of the negatives to this video card are the price, of course. It's pretty expensive, currently at around $400 US. Something else I think they should replace is the cooler. First of all, the heatsink on this does not cover all of the core, as well as the fan on this is quite loud and whiny. I personally do not like a loud, whiny fan on anything. It's very, very irritating. However, that's a personal thing, and some people will not care about that. But overall, there's no disputing it. The results speak for themselves that this is a kick-ass product. Again, my name is Rodney Reynolds, and this has been another video review. Be sure to check back very soon. I will have a brand new one for you then. Also, be sure to pop into my website at www.3dgameman.com. And while you're there, you could go in and register. If you haven't already registered, registration is completely free. You can go in there and leave your very own suggestions and comments and find out all kinds of information about all the products I video review. Until the next time, take care.